Hey, I bought some new makeup. Let's try it out. My name is Kathy and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I've been shopping for new makeup. I didn't get much, but we're gonna try it out. So, let's do it. Okay. Gonna use some BB cream. I love a BB cream. But I feel like everybody has changed their BB creams. I thought a BB cream was supposed to be a tinted moisturizer. And when I bought this one, I tried a bunch, just tried one in the store. They were very dry. And I like a dewy look. This is the only one I could find. I mean, obviously I didn't try all there was, but I was in Sephora. This has been a few months back. And I tried all they had, and this was the only one that was truly moisturizing. But, and I haven't used it a lot because I don't put makeup on very often. But what I don't care for in it is that it has an SPF of 40. And I know you need sunscreen, but I don't get out very much. And when I do get out, I want to soak up vitamin D in my skin. You know what I mean? Why did I use that paper towel to get the makeup? I have a wet rag right here. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I just forgot about my wet rag. My wet rag. I have thought about going back to using the Saint makeup that I have, and I may try it out soon. It's a cream, and it leaves a dewy look for me. The problem with this is it's a little old, or a lot old, especially for a cream makeup. So I might try what I've got and just wash it off, not today, but if I decide I want to go that route, then I need to order some more. And it does not have an SPF in it, so that will be good. Okay, let me show you what I got. I got eyeshadow. Look how pretty. Let me open this one up so you can see. This has a glare on it. So pretty, I can't wait to use it. I've been looking online because I don't get out much and I don't do well shopping, but it's just hard to tell what you want, and just from online, especially, you know, if you hadn't seen somebody use it, at least putting their makeup on. And so I just really wanted to get out and see what there was. So Sunday afternoon, I felt like I could handle it. So we went to, my husband took me to Sephora, and oh my goodness, don't go on a Sunday afternoon. It was so crowded. I think even if it wasn't crowded with people, that they have too much product in there. You just can't get around good. And you know, it seemed like everything I wanted to look at, somebody else was already looking at it, and it was crazy. And so I was overwhelmed with how many people were there. I was overwhelmed with how many choices there were. I mean, tons of makeup. I was just overwhelmed. And then I was overwhelmed with the prices. Yeah, very much so. So I found two things I wanted. One was a lip liner, and the other was just some living proof shampoo that I already know I like. And the line was so long to check out. I was like, and by the time I had shopped around a little bit, I was already pretty fatigued. So I was like, there's no way I can stand in that line. So I put it down and left. And I went to the other end of the shopping strip to, boy, come on, brain. You can do this. I went to the Mac store, which is a much smaller store. It was cooler in there. They weren't just running over with people. And somebody just helped me the whole time I was in there. And that's where I got these. And first I didn't see a palette with exactly what I wanted in it. And I thought, I'm gonna end up buying 2 palettes just to get the colors I want. And I had been in there a long time, and I was just being really picky, I guess. And then you can buy them you can buy them separate like this, but they're not the ones that they already have in the palette. A few of them are, but not many. But if you buy it like this, it's more expensive. And so, finally the girl said, do you want to just make your own palette? And I was like, yes, I do. And she showed me over on the wall some that they had made up, and you could pick one with 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, I don't know. They had a bunch of choices. And so then I had to start all over finding colors, but I really love everything I've got. I could have stopped at 5. Are you this way? I'm like, no, I won't sleep tonight. I have a palette that holds 6 and I've only picked up 5. I know that's ridiculous, but I really feel that way. It's like, I can't take this palette home with an empty slot. Who can do that? I'm sure plenty of people can. I'm just a little weird like that. But anyway, I'm real happy with it. But let me tell you, you have to buy, when you do it this way, you have to buy the palette separate. It's $11. And then each color is $11. And then this color, because they didn't have a purpley looking one to go in here. I know that looks a little purple, but it's really brown. So I really wanted a purple color, plum, whatever. And so this one was $26. So my bill was $112, and that's all I got. And the large palettes they had that were already made were $56. And so when I walked out there, I was like, oh my gosh, I could have bought both of those big palettes for the same price as this. But it was full of things I would never use. Like there was about this many in it between the two that I would use. And so I'm really happier, because I know me, I would try to use a bunch of the different ones in there and just get frustrated and come back to these or colors like these. And so I'm really glad I didn't. But my goodness, when did makeup get to be that much money? It's been a long time since I've bought much makeup out, because first of all, I don't wear makeup much anymore. I wish I did. That's why I'm doing this video, so I can put my makeup on. And if I can be honest, this is my 5th week and my 5th video starting YouTube, and I've put my makeup on 5 times, only on the YouTube. Now, I will have to put it on this coming Saturday. My granddaughter is having a graduation party. And so I will put it on to go to that. But anyway, so I don't wear it much anymore at all. And the last time I wore makeup on a regular basis, I sold makeup. First, for a little while, I sold Unique makeup. And then I went to selling this Saint makeup. Don't worry, I'm not selling anything. I loved it while I was doing it, but it was a little much. I always felt this pressure to sell, and I don't really feel like I'm a salesperson. If I love something, you might want to buy it because I'll be passionate about it. But just to sell whatever, I can't do that. But so I'm not selling anything. What I didn't like about it mostly, I didn't like the pressure, not the pressure the company put on me, because they did not. I put it on myself. And the other thing I did not like is color matching people. I just did not have confidence doing that. And so I don't really ever want to do that again. But if you see some of this saint that I use and you like it, I'll tell you somebody that sells it. There's plenty of people on Instagram that sell it. In fact, you probably could just search saint makeup and find plenty of people. Anyway, goodness, I'm a chatty Cathy today. I don't know. I think I chased a few rabbits, so I don't really know where I was or where I was going in that. I want to say conversation, but this is not a conversation because you're not talking to me. I can't hear you. I mean, you probably are talking to me. I can't hear you. So anyway, thank you for the people that have watched my video. I know it takes a long time to grow a YouTube channel, and it takes a long time for the right people to find you, the people that want to be your community and hang out with you. And so I know that, but it still gets a little discouraging. I'm just talking to this camera and nobody's watching, but it's okay. Even if nobody ever watches, this has already helped me. It is something fun. It's something I look forward to every week. And I put my makeup on. Okay, what am I doing next? Oh, this is a MAC product. These two eyeshadows I bought are MAC products. And I have used this. This is their cream. I have used this for years. I don't mean this particular one. I've bought many over the years. But it's called a paint pot, and this color is Painterly, and honestly it just looks like a foundation color to me. But I use it, I have used it, just put it on by itself and not wear anything else. And honestly, this is a better look than that. Well, it's a little red now because I rubbed that in. But so it's better than nothing if I want to do just a little bit of makeup. But mostly I have used it as an eyeshadow primer. And I've tried some other cream makeups. I've tried several people's cream sticks for eyeshadow, and I don't like them. I haven't found any I like but this, because they dry too fast. Even if you do one eye at a time, I can't get it blended out where I want it before it's dry, and then it's just stuck there, you know. But this, the whole time I was rubbing that, this is beginning to get dry now, but it gave me plenty of time to put it where I wanted it. So I love these. I actually, while I was in the MAC store, looked for another one of these in a color that I could just wear the one color by itself. But the colors I liked all had shimmer in them. And I don't mind a little shimmer on my lid, but I don't want shimmer all over. So I didn't get one. Okay. What's next? Let's do a little powder. I was thinking this was almost empty. I still have a good bit. It's old too. My mascara's not old. My BB cream's not old. And until I bought these, just bought these new eyeshadows this weekend, everything else I have is old makeup. So I did order some makeup yesterday. I've been watching this lady. Her channel is Pretty Over 50. Her name is Kimberly. And she tries all kinds of makeup products. I think I breathed in right as I got this powder up around my nose. That is not good. So I bought, from watching her, I bought 2 lip liners from City Beauty, ordered it. And I ordered, I did order a cream eyeshadow from Trini London, which I had never even heard of. And I sort of wanted a pink just to wear all over, but they didn't have that without shimmer either. So I bought one that's, it's a brown, but it's just a really pretty brown. And she wears it by herself, and I watched her put it on. So I decided to try that. I still want a cream that I can put on, and it gives me just a little bit of color, and I don't have to do so many things, because normally I use 4 colors. I use, out of a pressed shadow, I use an all over color. Then I use a color, you would say it's in your crease, but I go above my crease because I have a hooded eye. I go up here to this bone. That's my second color. And then a third color I use on my lid. That's usually a shimmer. And then a fourth color is just this plain creamy color right under my brow. And so I like doing that, but sometimes I don't want to do all that. Okay, so let's do eyeshadow. I get to use my new eyeshadow. All right, so I'm going to give you a few. I am not a makeup artist. I'm not a professional. I mean, that's obvious, right? But I don't ever want you to say, go away from here and say, that lady on YouTube told me to do so-and-so and so-and-so, and it didn't work. Okay, this works for me. If you think if the things I do you think will work for you, go for it. Try it. But don't blame me if it doesn't work. Okay, I have forgotten what's what in here. I know this is my shimmer for my lid. Can you see that? I held it up to the mirror. Can you see it from there? No, I don't think so. See, that's not a lot of shimmer, just a little bit. That'll be for my lid. Well, I could have left it on there. And then I either want to start with this one or this one. Probably not that one. Maybe I'm starting with this one. Let's see what it is. Okay, that's a little dark, but if I blend it, it's not dark. Well, it is darker than I thought. Okay, that might not be what I want to do either. I figured all this out in the store with that lady helping me, but looks like I've already forgotten. Okay, let's open this one. Let's see what it is. My fingers are wet. Okay, it really comes off to me, no. I thought it came off more as a pink, but in the camera it looks a little purple. Let's see what it blends out to be. Can you see it? Well, that's where I had the brown. Let's try that one first. And then we'll see where we go from there. I didn't want to get this all over my hands, but I did. Okay, so what I usually do with my all over color, I've got 2 brushes I use sometimes, but usually it's this one. It's a very fluffy brush. And this one is more dense, but I'm going to stick with this one for today. And because I have crepey eyes, crepey skin on my eyelids, older eyes, 63-year-old eyes, I tap it on. I don't. Also, I've never used a MAC pressed eyeshadow, so I don't know how pigmented these are. So let's blow it off just in case. No, wait a minute. I don't tap this color on. Y'all, I'm nuts. Okay, so, gosh. This is where I usually put my crease color. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's okay. Let's just do this. And then if I want a darker color in my crease, I can put it over that. So I tap it because look, if I do this, I don't know if you can see or not, it causes wrinkles, and then I'm going to have spots where this eyeshadow doesn't get. Does that make any sense? That's pretty cute. Let's try the other side. Okay, so this is pigmented enough for sure, but it's not like, when you put it on. You ever done that? You ever got new eyeshadow and put it on and you're like, oh my goodness, that's so dark, so much. But it's not. But also, because I have a fluffy brush, I'm not picking up as much makeup as I would if I used this really dense brush. There we go, don't we? It's a hair. Y'all, speaking of hair, I'm losing hair. I've been losing it for a while. But in the last couple of weeks, I'm sure you can't tell, but my hair, this was all white, and I'm getting some of my color back. I have never heard of that before. So of course, where do I go? I looked it up on Google. Google says, now whether it's true or not, I don't know, but something's happening. It says that if your graying was caused from stress, that once you get out from under the stress, you can get your color back. Who knows? It also says if you have a vitamin deficiency of some sort that your hair needs, and you start getting that vitamin, that the color can come back. The only thing that I can think of that I've done two things different. One is I'm using a different shampoo that's supposed to give you shine. It's for dull hair. I don't believe that did it. The other one is that I have started drinking an electrolyte drink. I'm drinking the Element, and so that doesn't seem right either, because I've never found an electrolyte drink that I liked until recently. And I do like the taste of that one. I've never liked a salty drink, but for some reason I like that one. I really bought them for my husband, and then I started drinking them. But I have been taking salt. So sometimes when you have dysautonomia, the blood, I know there's all different kinds of dysautonomia. I have POTS and something else. I don't know. I don't even remember what it's called. But the blood can pool in the bottom of your body. So your heart rate drops, your blood pressure drops, you feel washed out in the top, and you can faint from it. And I have, but I haven't in a long time because I have a pacemaker now. But I'm going somewhere with this story. I really am. Okay, so I take salt capsules on a regular basis. I make my own. I buy Redmond real salt and put it in capsules. And so it has potassium and magnesium and sodium in it, just like the drink does. The drink, I have not compared the amounts, but my daughter-in-law was here the other day and she was looking at the package, and she said this has like 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And so it probably has more magnesium and potassium too. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, so don't take my word for anything. But that's all I can figure, is that I've been drinking those. I've been drinking one a day. And the only thing I can figure is that it has more magnesium, potassium. But I don't know if any of those are supplements that would make my hair be turning back brown. Anyway, let's do makeup. Okay, so I like that. I probably still do need a little bit of something darker in the crease. So my options, my two darker ones, are this brown, which is almost looks a little burgundy, doesn't it? And then this, I don't know what this is called. That's definitely a burgundy. I'm gonna do the brown, I think. Also, I cannot tell you the colors of these. I don't know how to get them out. This was an empty palette, and the eyeshadows came in a little cardboard box each, And she opened it and put them in there for me. And I have looked at it and I don't see anything to like, there's nothing on the back. It's just completely closed off. I mean, there is a little seam right there, but you can't get that open. And then there's a seam all the way around here, but there's nowhere to grab it to pull that up. So I wonder if my ticket says what colors they are. I don't know, but I can't tell you. I can tell you this one is the color ripened. Okay, so let's do a little brown. Let's see. Sometimes I like to use this one. This is more dense. This is round, but this one is a little bit flat. They're both the same density. So I think I'm gonna just tap, because I don't know how pigmented this is, and go right here in the corner and just tap that out. Okay, that was one tap, and it's probably enough for me. Eyeshadows last me forever. I don't wear them often, and then I don't wear much of it. Okay. And then I'm going to take this fluffier brush that I used earlier, and I pull my skin out just a little bit. I try not to put too much stress on it. I don't want to cause more wrinkles, but if I don't, it just moves the skin instead of the eyeshadow. You know what I mean? Okay, is that enough? I think that's enough. Okay, let's try it looks pink to me. It's a shimmer, and I pat this on with my finger. I just pat it on my eyelid. That's a little pinker than what I had, but I think it'll work. Yeah. Now, that almost makes it look like I need more up here, doesn't it? Let's keep going and I'll see if I do. Okay. Now I'm gonna use this off-white, I don't know what it is. And I have a brush that's flat, but it's not near as dense as this brush, you can tell. And that's what I use under my brow. It's got pieces coming out of it. And I just put a little bit right here in the middle under my brow. And then I like to go back with this one and just sort of blend everything so that it, you know, so that I don't have lines anywhere. I don't know if I need more or not, but I sort of feel like that's enough. Maybe not. Maybe I need a little more brown, and maybe I should, this brown right here, and maybe I should go in with this fluffy brush. So I'm gonna just pat it one time in there, dip it, pat it, I don't know. I almost think that first color I put on, which is this, this looks, I don't know, this looks like a mauve-y brown, but it went on pretty pink, would you say? I don't usually blow my brush. I watch people do that when I put eyeshadow on it, but I'm doing that today because this is new eyeshadow and I didn't know how pigmented it was going to be. I think I like that better. But anyway, that one that I put on first that looked pink, I think that would be one that I could throw on by itself. You know, if I just didn't want to do much. Okay, I'll take that. All right, now I have this brush, and I've heard they don't make this anymore. It's a Sephora brush, and it's called a smudge brush, and it's also flat, but it's also really, really tiny right here. And it's pretty dense. It's pretty, not dense, it's pretty firm. And I like to take the brown that I like to use a color that I used on the top. And I dip it in there, and I put it on as a eyeliner. I don't put mascara. Ooh, that was a lot. I don't put mascara on my bottom lashes. I don't know why, but I just don't really like it on me. But I like something down there. If I don't put something, it looks a little naked. Okay. Let's do some concealer. And this is not actually called a concealer. I forgot what they call these. But it's the same consistency as their foundation. It's all the same. Like somebody might be using this as their foundation and somebody's using this. And believe it or not, I used that. It doesn't go on that dark, but I do think I'm more pale than when I used it before, so that's why I'm gonna have to try it out. But anyway, I just take that lighter brush and this angled brush, and I just tap in it and just pat it on. Now, one thing I like to do is be sure that I do a little thing right there, like a little line. And I don't know if you can tell, but it almost gives you a little eye lift. And I'll blend that out a little more in a minute. But from this one, this is just a little, there's nothing wrong with leaving it like this, but I like to do this, and I don't know, I feel like it gives you a little eye lift. I don't use much concealer. I have valleys right here. I could put makeup on that all day long, but it's the way it's shaped right there, so it's still gonna look that way. And so I have circles and bags and wrinkles and all the things under my eyes. And I feel like, for me, less is more under my eyes. But I don't know if it's because I only put a little bit, or because of the formula of this, but I can take my 10 times mirror, and there's no makeup sitting in the creases, and there's not at the end of the day either, so it's working. So I very lightly tapped into that 2 times per eye, but I mean very lightly tapped. And the only reason I did it twice is because I like to do a little bit, and then if I want some more, I go back and do a little more. So then after that sets a minute, I like to take this fluffy brush and just blend out the edge just a little bit, just so there's not a definite line right there, which you can sort of see a line. Don't let me forget to do that in a minute. Okay. Oh, I did order one more thing I didn't tell you. I love these blushes. I love the consistency of this. I love the way it goes on. They have a bunch of colors. And I could have just ordered a new one of this. I really just want to throw all this away. I say I want to. It's killing me to throw it all away. But it's old. And I just don't think all this is cream. And I just don't really think, I mean, when I say it's old, it's 2020, 21. It's old. I think you're only supposed to keep a lot of makeup like 6 months or whatever. I did clean it one time. I took just a butter knife and scraped the tops off of them just to get any debris, dust, whatever that had gotten in them. And then, let me show you how these do. I'm acting like I'm selling it. I'm not selling it. Okay, so you take, this is the way they come. They come in this, with this little lid on them. And then you can put this in here and pop that up. So when you order these, it comes with this lid on it. And then you just pop it in your thing. And really, this is a much more cost-effective makeup than anything that I just bought or just ordered. So anyway, I ordered a blush from Ilia. I've never used anything from Ilia, so we're gonna see how that goes. All right, so I just wanna just lightly blend that so that I don't have a harsh line there. Okay. I'm a little silly sometimes. Okay. Here's my mirror. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. I saw somebody the other day put this on where they wanted it, and then they took their hairdryer and blew warm air on it. And I'm sure that that probably makes it keep the curl better. But I'm afraid to do that because my eyes are already a little dry anyway. I mean, I would close my eyes, but I still think it might dry my eyes out. Whoops, I had part of the bottom one in there. I've also seen somebody take this and have their flat iron on low, or maybe they had it on and turned it off and they just laid this on their flat iron while they were doing their makeup, and it got it warm, and then they did this with it. I mean, this doesn't work great for curling my eyelashes. I'm sure heat would help, but I haven't ventured that way yet. Ow. Got a little skin in there that time. Did I just dig that into my skin, or is that? Yeah, I did. Okay, mascara. I sit on my mascara. I know that's just weird, but I learned that trick somewhere, and it warms your mascara up, and it just makes it go on better. Okay, whoops. Almost just ran that into my eyelid. I try to push up as I'm putting it on so that maybe that curl that I just put in there will hold. There's a little, looks like a crumb. I got it. Something I did do when we went shopping the other day is I have a cane that I bought one time, and I guess I didn't know how to use it. I guess there's a learning curve to it. And so I decided, I don't have pain all the time. I don't have chronic pain, but I do if I'm like walking a big department store or something. That's just a lot. And so I often get in a department store. This is why I don't go shopping very often. And one of several things can happen. My back and my legs sometimes get to hurting really bad. And I end up leaving without buying anything, without trying anything on. I just can't give it the time. I have to go. And then sometimes, and this is weird and I can't explain it, but if you Google it, I'm sure you'll find it. There's something about the lights, about the really bright light. I think it's a certain kind of light that bothers me, but I don't know what it is. So there are places that I can handle the light, and then there's places I can't. Like I've been in Old Navy before and gotten really sick. And what I do is I break out in a sweat. I get really weak. I have to go to the bathroom and I just have to go. So Old Navy does that. Ulta does that. But I went in Sephora Sunday thinking that I thought I remembered their lights weren't as bright, and they were not. And I did not get sick in there. Yay! But anyway, I did use the cane. I think two things. One, my pride has kept me from using the cane. And two, the fact that I just wasn't using it right and it didn't help. So this time, when I got out of the car with it, my husband said, use it on the side that hurts. My right hip has been hurting. And so I bet I tried to use it on the other side last time and it didn't work. But it worked. Yay. Okay. I think that's good enough. Okay. Let's do some lips. I can't wait till my lip liners get here. Again, I'm using an old one. So I'm gonna put a little bit of something moisturizing. It has a little color, but I'm not really looking for color. I'm looking for, wait, is this what I wanted to do today? Maybe I don't want to line them today. Hang on. I'll show you. Okay, there are no Kleenex left in there. I'll blot this off. There is one. Ugh. My nose is itchy. This one right here, it looks really scary. You could actually see I've used it more than most. It's not scary. It is moisturizing, and it's sort of a see-through color. Does that make sense? Translucent, transparent, I don't know. It has color, but it's still just sort of like a gloss. I had more than this because I sold this. I bought a lot of it. You know, if you try to sell something and you buy everything they have, you don't make anything. Just so you know. But when we moved a couple of years ago, and I cleaned out everything, I was like, I'm not moving all my junk. I cleaned out every room. We worked so hard cleaning out everything. And so I narrowed this down to my favorites. And then I have a few in here, but honestly, I don't ever use those. So I may as well just say this one palette is my favorite. But I threw away a lot. I didn't feel like I could give them away because they were, they'd all been used. Barely used, but still used. Yay! So when my other new makeup comes in, I'll show you that. But I mean, I'm putting my makeup on here every time anyway, so you'll see it. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with this. These colors were pigmented enough and they went on smoothly, so I think I like it. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it very much. That's all I have. That's all I got to say. I'll see you later.